A2 for spraying the neighborhood kids with my garden hose. I love strawberries. I love them so much that I planted 300 strawberry plants in my garden. After I harvest, I make lots of strawberry jelly to give to my family, friends, and neighbors. I donate the leftovers to my local food bank. Lately I've had a big problem with all the neighborhood kids coming in my yard and stealing my strawberries. The last time I caught them, I threatened them with the police because they was so reckless they smashed over 50 of my plants. I caught them in my yard again this afternoon. Instead of calling the police, I grabbed my garden hose and sprayed them while chasing them out of my yard. I just had a group of angry parents come to my house complaining about my actions. Absolutely none of them was willing to apologize for their children's actions. One parent in particular is threatening to sue me because her son's iPhone 10 was ruined with water. I told her that was her problem for letting her 8-year-old son have a $1,000 phone. Then I threatened to spray them with my hose if they didn't get off of my property. NTA. It was a classic get off my lawn moment. And you did what had to be done. The parents don't seem like people who would care unless there are consequences. So I doubt they would do anything if you didn't spray their kids with water. I guess a hose is better than a pump action. NTA. But you should probably get some security cameras. Those kids are definitely going to start fucking with you and your plants deliberately. Best to buy a cage with a lock if you can to put over your plants. I agree, NTA. And yeah, unfortunately I think there's about a 90% probably is going to end up with some badly vandalized or torn up plants out of this. NTA. It's your property. And you warned the kids. NTA. Get an automated sprinkler that's motion activated. I would advise against that. My Phil has one and the local kids started playing in it when it was hot. Flooded front yard. NTA, but I'd argue that you should talk to a lawyer just to be safe. That parent may end up going through with those threats. Many lawyers have free consultations. There have been instances where spraying someone with water has been considered assault, although those instances were not on their own property. Regarding the phone, iPhone 10s are waterproof. That parent is full of shit. Also put up a chicken wire fence. It'll solve the problem immediately and very cheaply. Fence and a big no trespassing sign. Makes it clear there will be consequences. NTA. Your strawberries. Not this. Also, I told her that was her problem for letting her 8-year-old son have a $1,000 phone. Then I threatened to spray them with my hose if they didn't get off of my property. Op, you are one bad bitch. Slay. Also, aren't the iPhone X supposedly waterproof? I know arguably they could still get water damaged, but I would think it would be at least durable enough to deal with it being in the pocket, presumably, of a kid who got sprayed with a hose. Edit. I was being flippant with waterproof vs water resistant. I understand there are differences. You may notice my original comment acknowledges that I know water damage may still be possible. Just talking off the dome, I wasn't carefully crafting the perfect semantic argument. Your corrections are noted. NTA. It's such a bummer your hose got away from you like that. It's a shame that their waterproof phone was ruined by a slight mishap. I'd give them all the number to the Apple warranty line and recommend a better phone. I mean, that phone wouldn't be ruined by the runaway water hose if the prick wasn't trespassing, right? Who doesn't spray their hose all willy-nilly when outside with a chance to play with it? NTA. Sounds like your neighbors are shitty parents that have not taught their kids how to respect other people's property. I mean, you're a bit of an asshole for spraying them before talking to their parents about this. But I seriously doubt these types of parents would have been willing to admit their kids were at fault if you would have gone and talked to them about the actions of their children. If my kid came home saying the neighbor sprayed them for stealing fruit out of their garden, my child would be grounded after I marched his ass down there to give you a personal apology. NTA. Send them a bill for your plant plus time if you can't enjoy them. You are their private gardener for free at the moment. I was gonna mention 50 mature strawberry plants would be expensive to replace. Maybe even more expensive than an iPhone. If the parents try to sue, OP could countersue for the value of the plants. NTA. I'm a parent and I would volunteer you to spray my son with a hose if I caught him stealing. Get some Wiz cameras. Record those pitters in the act. And prosecute them. Same here. I'd probably actually make my kids go back and help OP replant the ones that were damaged or pull weeds or something. But then again, I've also taught my kids to leave other people's property alone. NTA. Fuck those parents. Also, the seg from Meta for spraying the neighborhood kids with my garden hose to I love strawberries is just delightful. Yes. I love strawberries made me chuckle. NTA. You were simply watering your strawberries when hooligans ran under the water. After trespassing no less. Get some cameras and cops involved next time. Get them involved this time. It's already escalated. NTA. NTA. I love this so much. Respect for the guardian of the strawberries. NTA. You should absolutely call the cops though. That's trespassing and theft and their parents are responsible. You're now the grumpy grandpa of the neighborhood though. You should absolutely call the cops though. Completely agree. And for multiple reasons. 1. The obvious reason, they are trespassing on your property. And further to this, they are stealing / causing damage. 2. This initial confrontation could well lead to further nuisances. And early police involvement could prevent this, or make future dealings easier. 3. Should anything happen to the children, earful. There's clear evidence that there were reasonable steps taken to prevent the children entering the property. NTA. //, but //. It's 2019. And society is weirdly litigious. It's always safer to refrain from directly intervening. Because parents might decide to sue for assault, yeah. Really? Or try to take you to small claims court for the cost of the ruined phone. It sucks. Because if the children were trespassing, there's no way you could really be held liable. But it's more of a headache than you need. Nevertheless, the deed is done. And I wouldn't let it weigh on your conscience too much. I would contact the police and let them know about the trespassing and vandalism, because that's what they did. If you have what you believe to be a legal beef, it's best to get a paper trail started as early as humanly possible. Don't forget theft of property. Taking property is theft. The kids took the strawberries which were on a plant that she purchased. Go for the throat on this one. The kids need to learn a lesson their own parents are failing to understand the severity. If we let this one go, we are gonna have another Jake/Logan Paul running around. And I don't want that world. The iPhone X is waterproof. Maybe Junior asshole has an older phone. And his equally asshole mother sees this as an opportunity to upgrade. NTA. One parent in particular is threatening to sue me. Because her son's iPhone X was ruined with water. The iPhone X is waterproof. Scummy parent doesn't discipline their kid and tries to get a free iPhone out of it too. 10/10. Trespassing. Destruction of property. Non-lethal defense of your property. I'd threaten to sue the kid's parents next time if I were you. Edit. NTA. Then I threatened to spray them with my hose if they didn't get off of my property. I love you. It gets off my property or it gets the hose again. NTA. When I was a little kid I got busted picking my neighbor's strawberries. I had to help him weed the patch for a few weeks. I was little, so I don't recall the exact amount of time. As punishment, I learned that he was happy to share with me. If I ask, maybe punish the kids this summer for trampling your plants and perhaps consider making a small patch for the kids to tend next summer. I'm only suggesting this because it was how I learned my lesson. Oh, and fuck that parent whose dumbus gave an 8-year-old a phone worth $1,000. I hope the parent has learned not to let their crotch goblin trespass. That kind of thing doesn't work if their parents are a bunch of entitled assholes who think their kids can do no wrong. NTA. So many parents these days think their kids can do whatever without consequences. There are consequences for actions. You sprayed them with a water hose. You didn't pour boiling water on them. You didn't throw rocks at them. You didn't threaten their safety. It was spraying with a water hose. Also, if it's an iPhone X, it should be waterproof. And getting sprayed with a water hose shouldn't have ruined the phone. She's either talking out her ass, or she or the kid purposely broke it after the fact. Or kid broke it some other way and didn't want to fess up to mom. Call the cops and have the kids trespassed. It will be illegal for them to come back on your property. A trespass won't keep them from coming onto your property, but it will enhance the consequences if they do. So, get cameras to prove they're there and what they're doing. It also protects you if people start making false accusations to get back at you. I've seen some psycho moms that will go to the nth degree to get back at someone who wronged their child. Edit: if she does actually take you to court for the phone, you need to get information from the cell company if she has insurance on the phone. If it was covered through when the event happened, you could make the argument you only need to pay the insurance deductible, not the full price of the phone. If she can prove you spraying the kid ruined the phone. Stop encouraging violence against children. Like, why do you need me to remind you all of this? My goodness. Keep your comments free of bloodshed and barbarity. Please. To answer a few questions I might get. Yes. Violent jokes break Rule 5-2. Yes. This is a bannable offense. Yes. I know I'm a party pooper. Yes. All mods are gay. Yes. I'm also an asshole. I get it. Edit: this sticky isn't a judgment on what Op did. It's a warning to everyone commenting to not recommend violence against these kids unless you feel like being banned today. Second edit: I'm tired of banning people. Sorry for the lock, y'all. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more future videos.